I'm just waiting to see it work. I'm waiting to see that it'll work. Oh my god. Such a bitch. Not joking. It's my fucking Streamlabs. It doesn't like me. I hope that person comes to this stream. I really feel bad because that person was literally like just joined stream and in the fucking stream killed itself over. 44 views, not bad. I'm pissed though, like, why did it have to do that, bro? Oh wait, not that video. Where's... Right, so the chat from before is still here. Oh, it was. Now it's gone. Depression. I was setting up an episode to be scheduled. But I've realised that that'll be Monday, and I'll do one on the Friday. Monday, Friday. That's 4 characters. How many do I have? 6 characters. So then it will be Monday, Friday. Yeah, okay. Yeah, this will be fine. I'm just gonna keep adding the episodes in. See the fucking... I'm gonna be so real with you. My Streamlabs decided to fuck me over by saying, hey, you're actually not in alive. So annoying. Oh, his profile fucking works. That's fine. Someone showed up to stream as it was fucking around and disconnecting. And I felt so bad. Of course it's the My Hero Uno one. I've got my audio on. Scrollies. Sorry, I was about to choke on a fucking grape. What is wrong with that thing? I'm setting up like a... No. Okay. I've done Gen X, I've done MC, I've done Dr. Rowie. I didn't choke on chocolate. Okay, I've done you, done my MC, Jack, and then if I scroll down, where is he? Right. Oh yeah, it's really cool actually. It's a cute ship. I think it has more chemistry than the main one. $23. Yeah, I think it's a nice one. Yeah. Be honest though. Like, I know he doesn't, like, I know he didn't mean for it to be a ship, but that's the thing. It works better. They have more chemistry with each other. Put in the wrong bit. Oh yeah. Alex Mike is awesome. Like, I don't know how it's not real. Wait, no, I did sack already. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then this is the 6th character. So once I've got her sorted, all of the setup will be somewhat decently sorted out, and then I'll probably do some backgrounds, research, and stuff like that. Make some concept art drawings for the environment, post that, and then start getting the stuff sorted. Where's my mouse? Why have I got 2 on it? Just no. What? I don't know what to do about that. I was asking what you mean by just no. Wait, no, I need to see that. That's funny. Okay, I kind of love that. That's adorable. Well, actually, right. See, when you say lesbian X gay, do you mean like they're lesbian, they're gay, but they're forced to be together? Because my scenario of lesbian X gay is they both know they like the same gender. Like one of them likes gay, one of them's gay, and one of them's lesbian. They both know, right? And the reason they're together is specifically because of like traditional shit, but they still like they don't actually do anything with each other. They just pretend in front of people. That's a fun story concept. If it's like all people are shipping them, even though it's clear this incentive is that they are lesbian or they are gay. Like like the characters from Given being shipped with like normal people, weird. Child X adult, of course it's weird. That's disgusting. But like, if there's like a character that's like actually like gay or lesbian, like straight up, the developers of the anime or whatever have made it clear they kiss and everything, and someone's shipping them with someone else, it is allowed. Like, I don't think that's a bad thing if they want to ship it that way. But you need to accept that the character, like, you need to accept that the character's that way. The two? What do you mean the two? I need more context here. I don't. Are you saying the same as me, or are you saying something else? Because to me, if it's like a whole scenario where they're faking it, it's kind of funny to me. I'm like, keep trying. If it's in a scenario where it's like the person literally ships someone who is gay and has been said to be gay and is like factually gay in the canon, then I find it weird. The second one, oh, the one where they're like actually gay, like factually in canon, and they're shipping them with a straight person. Yeah, I get it. I get it. It's weird. It is weird because shipping straight people is fine. Shipping gay people with other gay people is fine. But see, when you know the character's gay and you're still trying to ship them with someone they would never get with because they are gay, it's really weird. It's like you're trying to shove someone into something. And I get that it could feel the same for someone who watches straight couples be shipped in a gay way. But the difference here is that, like, you don't actually know they're straight because a lot of the time they don't, like, bring it up. seeing a lot of media, they don't like say the person's straight or make it clear they're straight unless they're in a relationship with a straight person. But even then, they could be bi, and you'll never know because they won't outrightly say it. So you can ship them. Whereas, like, if something says, no, this is gay, not a difference, nothing else, this is gay, then that's the problem. It would be the same for, like, straight ships. Like, if let's say Toga Himiko, it's not a, how, like Toga likes both women and men, right? The ship is sinking. Hob! Canonically, she loves both genders, right? What is this combo? That's like the canon, right? But see if she was canonically straight and they tried to ship her with canonically straight as a, like, canonically straight Ochako. Like, see if she is, like, it's clear they intend for her to be straight and they intend for Toga to be bi. Like, that is canonically how it is. But if it wasn't the case and they were both canonically straight, the ship just wouldn't work. Like, the people would still ship it, guaranteed, because the chemistry there's huge. But, like, I feel like I wouldn't ship anything unless I truly knew what I was shipping. No. I like Sonic the Hedgehog. I like some Sonic the Hedgehog ships that no one else does. I like the straight ones, I like the gay ones. They're great. People don't like the gay ones as much. Or they have different gay ones, which I just can't get on. And that's fine. I'm not going to tell them not to ship it. Because Sonic characters get the undivided attention of literally no one being together with anyone. Because for some reason they can't allow Amy to look like she's like dating Sonic anymore, right? Because she was annoying when she did look like she was dating Sonic. Like, it's clear they tried to make her have a crush on him for the longest part of her history. She's been Sonic's girlfriend, except they're not together, right? And then they changed her image, which I think was a good choice because, to be honest with you, girls and women don't fuss over men as much as media likes to make it feel like. And I'm being dead serious. Like, sure, people have crushes, but they ain't going about stalking them or just falling head over heels. That's not how everyone works. That's how some people work, but it's not the majority. And it's really difficult to see media do that because I'm like, okay, but that's never happened in my life of existing. I've never seen that happen. I've seen people be a couple before, but no one's fucking done this shit. Like, it has just not happened. But, like, that is the case, right? They do that a lot, but they rebranded her, and I'm really happy with her rebranding, even if it's slightly more mature. But then again, that's how a lot of them are. They're more mature. I like gayness. It's fabulous. Love it. But I can never ship Silver with anyone gaily. Like, I can't ship him with a guy. The only ship I see Silver in is Blaze. Because they're just too good together. And obviously, I don't ship Tails with anyone. He's a fucking child. Just no. And then, so I like Knuckles and Rouge. They're great. I like Sonado. Now, Sonic is not a child. Oh my god! I love watching them. I just need to take like 5 minutes to like sit down and find a good one, because I'm very particular. I'm like, I've seen that 5 times in a row. Let's move on. But I like Tangle and Whisper together. That's lesbianism at its finest. And I've seen some Amy X Blaze, and it's cute, but I don't like it nearly as much as Silver X Blaze. I really like Sonado though. I really do. Their dynamics so much better than Amy and Sonic's, and it's just better. I just don't see them together. I see Amy as her own thing, and Sonic doing whatever the fuck and messing about with Shadow. Like, I just see that as a good dynamic. But I can understand why people don't like it, because Shadow's like cool and shit, and they just don't see it the same, and that's fine. But don't give me bullshit. Don't start hating on everything because you don't like it. If you don't like it, don't look for it. It's as simple as that. It's just how it should work. Oh, Pinterest is still open. Eat. Pinterest. Why is there so much shit in Pinterest? Oh, that's really cute. What's that? So much shit going on. Hey, does he have pet koi fish? I love koi fish. Anyway. Oh, that's some nice hair. Oh, that's so cool. His brain got exploded. Wow. Wow. Is it Aromantic or Aeroace? I think it's Aeroace. Don't fucking dick. I think it's Aeroace. I swear. It is Aeroace. I'm right. See, I knew the Aeroace flag before this. I just couldn't remember if it was Aeroace or Aeromantic. But Aeromantic's... Is it Creeper Colors? See if I search up. Aeromantic. Aeromantic's Creeper Colors, yeah. I thought it... See, I knew Aeromantic and I knew Aeroace, and I knew they were... Why is that in there? Anyway. And I knew that, like, Aeromantic or Aeroace, one of the two, was, like, Creeper Colors. But, yeah. Yeah. Aeromantic's the one. What do you mean he got... What the fuck is that? He got bullied? What do you want from him? He got death threats? What? Sorry. You hate that he got suicide baited. That's not a thing. That's not a thing. I'm sorry to tell you this, but it's called bullying and death threats. It's called bullying. Doesn't matter what you say, it is bullying. That's just what it is. Yeah, I know. It's on your little username. It's on your username. I need to remember what Aerolis means, because I do remember searching it up, but I do not remember exactly what it means compared to Aromantic. No, it's a type of aromantic sexuality. Aeroace. I see, I see. Yeah, so basically, you're... Oh my god, you're a ghost? Oh, I love that. Yeah, no, it's what I thought it was. What's it romantic again? Ghost loves you, dear. Bah. Langosta. Why does fandom have a page on that? I love Pinterest sometimes. Damn. Jellyfish. Wow. Spooderman. Spooderman. Oh my god, love can't do it. Wow. So many awesome poses. Oh, that's a cool glove. But I can't draw fingers! Cat. Oh, that's cool. Jeez. Us. Wow. Ooh. Why is someone dying downstairs? Genuine scaredness. Well, wait, Lob. You could do like the ghosty thing where they lift things. You know, ghosts? They lift shit and scare the fuck out of people, like closing doors and shit, and lift things up and throw things. You could do that. I don't think they use their actual like fingers. I think they like manipulate it. Listen, I know that goddamn message from the first fucking episode, and I can recite it. There is not a single thing you can tell me that tells you that it's suicide baiting. Yeah, it does. It's first episode. It's not baiting. It's bullying. That's the definition. He is bullying. It's not called suicide baiting. That's not a thing. That's It's just bullying. It's exactly bullying. It's just a certain way of bullying. It's still bullying. I would consider it bullying rather than calling it suicide baiting. Because even though that is a term that exists, it's meant to be bullying. This is a part of bullying, and yeah. Bullying is baiting someone to do something. Stop quoting! Well, of course he thought of it. He's been bullied since he was fucking 4. Oh. Why did the message redact? Okay. But, like, it's not just. You don't need to call it that. You don't need to call it a new thing. It's still bullying. It was called bullying when the fucking show first came out. He was considered a bully for most of his life. They're called bullies. They do bait people. They do fuck with people. It's still a form of bullying, so I'm still gonna call it bullying. I'm not saying it's not what you're saying it is. I'm saying it's called bullying, and you can call it that if you want, but the definition of his actions is bullying. Also, the fact that it didn't redact the thing before it is kind of funny. What? Are we good? That is too small. Nope. How old is the show? Let me search. How? Blah blah blah. The first chapter was published in 2014. Well, actually, yeah. So that's 10 years before the final chapter. The final chapter, like in manga, finished in 2024. But the first chapter started 10 years before that in 2014. The anime started in 2016 and concluded in 2026. So 10 years. It's 10 years old. Yeah, but I'm talking about the anime. The anime's 10 years old and the manga's 10 years old. It's just different times. The manga started 2 years before it, so it'd be 12 years old if it finished now, but it didn't. It finished in 2024. So that's 10 years old for the manga and 10 years old for the anime. But the anime started 2 years after the manga started. They're both 10 years old. It is a pretty good run. It had 8 seasons, fucking 3 movies, and a big fandom. I have a bunch of memorabilia over here. I've got a really cool Deku. I've got a Funko Pop and then I've got a Bakugo. I love my figurines. Oh yeah. for sure. 10 years isn't bad. 10 years is pretty good. Mm, intriguing. Yeah. Let me rub out this bit. Oh, fuck, that's too small. Let me flip it here. You flip. Shut up. Yeah, yo. I don't like Yuri as much. Because I don't know how. I, I don't see the appeal as much, but I do get it. I like Yayo. Yeah, Yao. Yao. Yaoi. Yaoi. Yeah, I can't say it right. I tried and failed. Yay. Oh, yeah. But here's the thing. Do you know why I like it more? Not just because it's more interesting to me, but also there's a fact that men are written better than women, no matter how much you think about it. It's difficult to find a scenario where women are written better than men. Cause. Oh, okay. Listen, men are just written better than women a lot of the time. It's not even fair. Women aren't written very well by most people. It's really sad, actually. If women were written better, then maybe I'd like Yuri more. But, like, half of the Yuri stuff I see is complete utter garbage. Even stuff that's, like, iconic for being Yuri, it's, like, fucking terrifying scenarios with, like, serial killers and shit for some reason. And I know that's not all of them. Like, I love the way Alien Stage did their Yuri. It was really nice. I really liked it. It was so good. No, but you don't. That's sexist? Yes, it is. But do you know what it also is? Do you know what it also is? Katniss was done very well, right? But if you look, I don't care if you think Katniss is done well. That's good. I'm talking about overall. I'm not just talking about one writer. I'm talking about multiple writers because actually, writers are sexist. Not all of them, just a lot of them. Because actually, if you think about it, writers were all men in the beginning. Most writers are men. There's women writers, but they all write about something that isn't the same. Writers began as men because women weren't allowed to do it. This is a long time ago. But women aren't written as well as men because women write specific medias that are for older audiences and are mostly straight. Men were the only writers in the beginning. So when women finally got the rights to write, funnily enough, they didn't write about the same stuff. They wrote about different things. When in reality it would have been great if women would write about the same things. But no, because women are different from men in how they think and how they do things. So even though there's more female writers now, it's just not the same type of stories, the same type of writing, so it makes it a bit more of a struggle to find something good. Straight relationships, fine. They can do that. And some very questionable ones. Cool. The straight, like, making straight relationships in books is really easy for women. Why is that a thing? Equality. Emojis have more equality than people. That's sad. But you get what I'm saying though. Like, they write straight relationships are good. Exactly. Yes. So they'll do things like that. Like MCs in animes that are men are more liked than women because women aren't wrote, like, they don't write women properly. So when a woman is an MC, they make her the badass one. Like, you know how Scarlett Johansson, Katniss Everdeen, all these popular women are pretty, and they act like a badass, and they have like amazing skills and stuff, right? But it's not accurate. It's just not. Katniss is one of the best out of all the examples. Scarlett Johansson, she does Black Widow. I liked her a lot, right? But when it comes to an MC, the male MCs are written better than the female MCs. I just find them so much more charming and interesting because they're written so well. Because they've had time to write them. They've figured out what's the best way to write them. Whereas when it's a female MC, I'm like, okay, cool, but I'm not really interested. And I don't know if it's just how they're writing them or the scenarios they're putting them in, but anime is the worst by far at putting a female NPC at the front. Why? Because they sexualize them. Because it's fan service. Instead of it being all focused on who the person is, it focuses on the difference between female and male. Which is virtually nothing, by the way. I'm not joking, it's virtually nothing. Yeah, but they're not the intended. That's not intended by Horikoshi. He is entirely in for Deku and Uraraka to get together. Because that's in the end scene of the entire anime. And the end scene of the manga. He meant for them to be straight, but because he didn't write the chemistry well, because what do you know, he's not a woman, it's not as good. What about the Amazing Digital Circus? What about the Amazing Digital Circus? Pomni is one of the better written characters, right? But wait a minute. Wait a minute. Yeah, just need time to cook. Yeah, but it's difficult when people don't like putting a female MC up front. They keep the problem I'm having, right? Amazing Digital Circus does a great job. They do it better than a lot of media. The media I've grown up with, right? There's always been the badass woman who is a side character most of the time, but if they're ever the main character, the only thing they've got going about them is how badass they are. Or if they're clumsy cutesy. It's clumsy cutesy or badass. There's nothing in between, there's nothing to deal with that's actually good. Recently, we've been getting better written characters for women. What's MD? I don't know what MD is. Fuck. I don't know what MD is. But my point is, in my lifetime, I have seen Studio Ghibli is literally the only animation company I think is doing women right. I'm not joking. There's multiple instances where companies do good for the women characters. I'm not saying that. I'm saying, like, see when you point out examples to me, I already know there's examples of good writing. I'm pointing out the fact that it's less examples than men in good writing. I'm pointing out that despite everything, there's still sexism here, there's still misogyny, and there's still too much based on the physicality of a woman over her personality. I am not saying that men aren't getting the same treatment, because One Piece does treatment badly for both male and female characters. Genuinely does. But I like the male characters more. Because, actually, scratch that, I like most One Piece characters. They're done very well. However, sexism is not disappearing from that, ever. It's still blatantly there. Studio Ghibli is the only goddamn thing that doesn't sexualize anyone. But that's their whole thing is children's movies. Even if it's not children's movies, it's movies children can watch. They are a fantastic studio, and I get what you're saying. But when I'm talking about something as an overall, I'm saying it as an overall because I know that there's definitely good examples in lots of places. I'm talking about the bad examples that overshadow the good ones because there's more of them than there is good ones. Because I completely get you and I completely understand exactly what you're saying. Studio Ghibli's amazing. There's a lot of good characters in different places. All I'm saying is that Well, you can say they're typically not married, but I don't know that. I don't know if they're married or not. I don't care if they're married or not. You really can't be looking at someone in that way, right? You can. They lack. Being married doesn't give you more experience with a woman than being unmarried. Sure, you're married to a woman, but that doesn't mean you have more experience. Being married doesn't change what happens with their life. Being married means they've found the one they love, right? They've settled down. Nice. However, if they lack experiences with women, they've not left the house. If they're that, how do you walk around this earth when there is women and men in this earth? There's women and men, both of them. I don't know what the exact numbers are for each, but there's plenty of women around, so how are you not communicating or having anything like experiences with women? How can you write a dumb-ass character because you think that that's how women are when you've never had an experience? Why are you allowed to write about women when you've never experienced anything with women? That's my question. Why write about something you've never experienced? Because it's imagination, yeah? Yeah, it's fiction, right? How has someone never had an experience with the opposite gender? And I'm not saying sexual or relationships like that. I'm not saying romantic or sexual. I'm saying normal relationships with women and listening and hearing their opinions, how they talk, what their attitudes are, and how people are in general. Writers should not be disregarding the fact that women are doing different things. I know men, I know plenty of men in my life. They're all different. They all do different things. They all have different lifestyles. They have different likes and dislikes. And they discuss it in my goddamn classroom in college. If a person has been to college, they've had a conversation with someone, whether the gender's the same or not. You don't just stick to one gender throughout the entirety of their lives. That's not how it works. Alex Light, honestly, you like it? It was an interesting one. They didn't write, what's her name? The girl. I don't remember her name, unfortunately. But like, I'm being so serious here. If they lack an experience with women, I'm not asking them to have sexual or romantic experience with a woman. I'm asking them to have multiple people to give them advice on what they are writing, so they don't fuck it up. Because it's really, honestly, if you write something, you should be checking it. Yeah, Misa. I don't think she's written very well. I don't think so. I think she's written interestingly, but I don't remember much about her. She's very much in the background. Just like every other Kirita, apart from Light, they're all kind of in the background, which I kind of like. You love Ryuki. Yeah. But like, you've had to have interacted with a woman before. In high school, in primary school. They're not women at that point, but opposite gender. In college or uni, you have to have had friendships and relationships with people. I'm not asking romantic ones, I'm saying normal ones. How can you write about a woman if you've never talked to one? You've talked to your goddamn mother. And if you don't have a mother, that's sorry, bud. Like, I've talked to so many different people in my life, both genders, and they have different opinions, hobbies, tasks, and looks. None of them look the same. Sure, they might like similar they might like similar stuff. Like, I know a lot of people in my class like very similar games, or like different fandoms and stuff that I've been a part of. Love it. Great. Good. But that doesn't mean they have the same opinions about those things, or the same likes and dislikes about the same things. Everyone's a different person, and if you're gonna make a character, you need to give them something that makes them unique. And I don't mean physically unique. You don't need to give them big boobs, thank you. You could. You could. But you don't need to. You don't need to give someone an attractive, like an exaggerated part of their body. We're not mysterious though. You just need to fucking listen for 5 minutes and try to learn about the other gender. Because guess what? Men don't learn about the other gender when they should. Because I'm sorry, people make jokes about a lot of things that's very sexist. And I don't think they realise how much it is. When people say, oh, are you on your period when someone's annoyed at something? It's sexist. Because I'm sorry, when did you decide when my period was? Huh? It's like saying to someone, oh, you're just angry because you're you. Like, sure, that could be the case. But it could also be because you're being a dick. It could also be because something's going on that's pissing me off somewhere else, and I can't help but deal with it in a different way. Like, see if anyone, like, I heard this in my fucking high school. Someone was annoyed. Someone was goddamn annoyed with some dipshit over, like, something important. They were annoyed. And someone said, what, are you on your period, right? You want to be extra round? Become extra round, it's up to you. But, like, they genuinely were just pissed off because someone was saying something that was making them pissed off. And they said, oh, are you on your period? To that person. And they turned round, looked him dead in the eyes, and walked away. That's sexism there. Because I'm sorry, did you just decide that anytime a woman is angry, they're on their period? Because I'll guarantee you, I'm not angry when I'm on my period. I'm angry before I'm on my period. I don't get angry during it. I get angry and upset before it. Which means whatever you're saying is entirely wrong. Because that's not the same for every person. You're basically just generalizing how someone's period works when it's not the same for every person on the planet. And I'm sorry to say to you, if I'm angry for no reason, I ain't started mine yet. You're just not realizing that I don't act that way. But, like, for others, sure, maybe. But, like, you can't just make that an insult to someone because you think it's funny or you think it's true, because it's not how it works. And also, the education system's fucking trash. Because I swear to God, see if I'm learning about myself, why can't I learn about the other gender? Why is it we have to sit there, get separated from them, and get told about our problems, right? What we have to deal with, what's gonna happen, right? And then you don't tell us about the problematic stuff with birth control, right? That could possibly happen to you because, oh, it's on the back of the box. That shit is terrifying. People go on birth control all the time, right? And I have never in my life taking birth control. I'm not doing it. Do you know how many side effects are on the back of that thing? They have to put it on in case it happens, right? To cover their asses. But the fact that any of that can happen is what terrifies me. Why the fuck can you have, like, actual cats? Bruh. Oh, no, you don't understand. They're not saying that. They're saying, so your mum got it when she's 14, right? But that doesn't mean anything. They're not talking about the age. They're talking about the time of of each month. So it's kind of like a Bluetooth link. I don't really know why the fuck it happens, but basically, if you get your period, right, and someone else also gets their period, you might end up getting it at the same time. So when your mum, like, I don't know if she still gets them, but when your mum gets her period, it always turns out that you are on the period at the same time. So each month, like, if I'm on my period, my sister's on her period as well. Guaranteed. Or a week after. But, like, they're not talking about when she was 14, they're talking about currently. Like, currently, if you have your period, usually someone else around you who's also a woman will have their period at the same time. A lot of people link up, it's really fucking weird. My sister will have her period 1 week before or 1 week after me. Vice versa. Yeah, it's a weird thing. They don't mean like age, they mean time of month. They mean, oh, you're getting it, so your mum's getting it at the same time. It's that type of lingo. It's not like. Yes, this is the problem. They don't put enough research into something that will actually be good for you. They have always. Birth control has always been so shit. Yeah. So it's a Bluetooth link up. It is. I have been told that by other people, by the way. That's not just me making that up. That's I know. That's a descriptor that other people have used about it. Yeah. But you see, here's the problem though. Like, seeing sex ed, there's no even sex ed anymore. It's just fucking. You can birth control pads. There you go. They tell people about. They told me about pads and contraception and where my body hair is gonna grow, as if I give a fuck. Right? That's what they told me. They told me nothing about men. Nothing. How am I supposed to sympathise or help someone who's not my gender? Like, I don't give a fuck. If you think people are gonna laugh, I wanna know. I wanna know about fucking men. Not literally. I wanna know about what men have to deal with. And I want them to know what I have to deal with. Because it's only fair that I get to know about them and their bodies and what happens with them, and they get to know about what happens with me. I think it's much better for understanding people and how they deal with things. I think it's so much better for men to understand what periods are, how birth works, how things change, what happens to this, what happens to that, how the body works in general of the opposite gender, as well as their own. Because if listen, I have not been told how my fucking body works other than I have period, I can birth children, here's contraception. Can I please understand more? Because I'm sorry. Doctors don't care about me. Like, I've never met a doctor that didn't give a fuck about me because I haven't had to deal with that yet. But see, I swear, All around the world, there is women going to the doctor about something that doesn't feel right, that isn't right, they don't think it's right, and they get dismissed. Despite them being the one in their own bodies, apparently they don't know what the fuck they're talking about. Because they're sexist. How the fuck is anyone supposed to get help if something is specifically to a woman and specifically to a man? Oh wait, they care about what men deal with. They don't care about what women deal with. They only care about men. Every time someone comes in, you want a opossum? Awesome. Awesome opossum. But like, if you get me, how can a doctor look at a woman and say, "Nah, you're fine," and look at men, look at men, and go, "Oh, we need to check this. I need to check that. Blah 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 blah." Like, how can they do that to someone? How can they treat someone so differently just because they have a different body? And I don't just mean for women and men. That was an example for sexism, right? But that's also the same for like anyone else on this planet. If you are not specifically what they need to look after, they literally do not take care of you well. And that's not all of them. Yeah. That's about it. Also, you might actually not be able to do anything and you might end up with a tumour if you take birth control, because I literally follow someone who got a tumour and became depressed because of it due to taking birth control. How do you get tumour from something that's supposed to stop you from being able to get pregnant? Why does no one want to find a better solution? Why do people not want to find a better way to deal with birth control? Why do we have to do this? Why do people have to fucking open a box and see 5 million things that could happen to you and have to take it anyway? Because, no, not all contraception is 100% effective. That's clear. But the contraception that's the most effective is the thing that will give you problems. Can we not? You want all the animals? You should have all the animals. I want you to make Noah's boat and just collect them all. Genuinely, collect all of them. Do it. But I want to understand men, because I want to understand what they deal with. Because it's not fair if I just demand they understand what I deal with. I should be able to tell them what I deal with without feeling ashamed about it, and vice versa. Sure, some of the stuff you don't want to talk about. That's fine, you don't have to. But being able to understand each other and what we deal with and go through is by far the best thing for you in relationships of any kind. Understanding and empathizing with a person because you understand what they have to deal with and what they are dealing with currently is the best thing. It's the best. Me and my brother are great. I love my brother. He's fantastic. I don't shy away from telling him anything. There's not things I'll tell him because I like to keep them private because they're private to me. But like my period, my pain, I'm not gonna hide that from him. When he comes in and I am sore from my period, I literally tell him, "Don't hug me too tight. I'm sore as fuck." I tell him, "I'm sore. Don't hug me too tightly. I'll die." Not really. Yeah, no, it did. It didn't. It did. But then I went on to like how people write women. If not friend, why friend-shaped? Yes. Well, yeah, but then it went into what I think about writers, because a lot of them are fucking men who don't understand women because, they weren't taught enough. They didn't check enough. They didn't try enough. I don't know fuck about me. I don't know what my insides look like. No one told me that. I'm almost 20. I've got a year and then I'm 20. And I want to be taken as seriously as anyone else. And I want for people to try and understand each other much better than the way the system is put out. I would rather understand what men go through as well as women, not just in society, but physically and mentally. Because there's definitely differences between the two. Physically and mentally. And I think I would rather people were educated on what they're dealing with. Because imagine your friend is a man who hasn't been taught about women. All he's taught is that women exist. You can fuck them. And some other things. But not a lot of things. He doesn't know what... He knows a period exists. But he doesn't quite understand what it means fully. He doesn't quite know how it works, or what products I need, or this, that, and the next thing. And you're in a struggling point in time where you have to ask them to go and get you a pad from a shop. And you say, can you get the biggest ones? And they go into the shop and they come back with the wrong thing. They have the wrong thing. Because they don't understand what any of it means. But also, weaponized incompetence is a fucking huge thing for men. They love to be stupid, don't they? They love to dumb themselves down. But in reality, they know what they're doing. I've seen it time and time again where men use fucking weaponized incompetence so they don't have to do anything. Is that my mother? That might just be my mother. I think I'm gonna take a break anyway, but I will be back in a second, maybe. Maybe not. We'll see. Oh my god, I'm so sorry. Hello. Hello. Hello, hello, hello. And, sorry, I was gone for so long. Hello, why are you not showing up? Suki? Suki didn't show up in the chat? What the f... Hello, Suki. Hello, Victoria. Ivan. I am so sorry. I was welcoming my mum home from work, and then I had to like empty the bins. Oh, I had to empty the bins, and then my fucking dog decided she was gonna be ultimate grubber, and so I by accidentally got the lid of my milk carton on top underneath the counter, like in between the dishwasher and the counter. So Mom had to pull out the counter, like the dishwasher, sorry, and get it out. But then it also pulled out some of the rubbish that was underneath, and there was like 2 bits of macaroni, like not cooked macaroni, just actual like uncooked macaroni, sitting there. And I just finished doing the bins, and I just heard a crunch. I turned round, the macaroni bits, the 2 bits were gone. She's fucking ate plain, uncooked pieces of macaroni off the floor. She's such a grubber. Anyway, I got Pringles. Also had to make my mum tea. Because how else? How else was I gonna deal with it? No, I don't. Keep working, Bob. You'll be doing great. Damn. Quack? Where the fuck are you? Suki. Suki. I'm not joking. You're not on the fucking thing. Where are you coming from? Where are you? I'm not joking. It says Quack on the fucking thing. There is no evidence of you being in this chat. What the fuck? Like, genuinely, I don't see you anywhere. How are you in this chat? I need to check my phone. My phone's not up here. Where did I fucking put it? It is up here, it's over there. Oh. Anyway, I will find out why you're showing up once. No, I'm confused. Where the fuck are you? I'm not joking. Why are you not showing up? You're on YouTube. You're from YouTube. Where the are you coming from? That looks fun. Sorry, I'm just taking the time to eat this stuff. Yeah, that's fine. I feel really bad that some people came in and just never got an answer. Like, who is this? Ivan's such a good Alien Stage character. I'm so sad they didn't come back. That's really cute. Pardon me. Pardon me. I'm trying to find a good... I'm trying to find a playlist, but I just keep finding things I want to watch. There we go. I want to finish this character. Once this character's finished, I don't mean to be rude, but I'm going, bro. By that, I don't mean anything bad. I just mean I will be finished doing a live stream. Yep, that's gonna work. Is this playing or is this? It is playing. There we go. Alright. Yep. Oh. Yep. Let me rub out the spit. Mm. That's a bit too high up. There's a bit of a big glass on the other side. Yeah, that's it. Nope. It is really weird that, like, you're saying things and I can't see them. Oops. There we go. Let's alone, let's alone, let's Zoom out. My realization. I was like, why is there something? There we go. Smoke. You know, his hair looks really light. Like it looks really like vibrant right now. Which makes it really funny when you know it's not. There we go. Right. Can't believe I'm almost done. Okay. Okay. Pretty good. I'm quite happy with that. I'm gonna go now because I've got some things I want to watch and I just want to not have to worry about singing or doing things that will get me copyright striked. YouTube. Fucking hate you and love you at the same time. Anyway, I've got to put her info in and her colours. And then we're sorted. And that'll be all 6 of the characters done. Ta da 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 da. Anyway, goodbye!